Hello, my people. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're joining us from. Welcome once again. We've always said it that the greatest obstacle that we have and why we have not moved from where we were pre-independence to this very day is because of the North. You all remember that we have been talking about this issue of constitution change, constitutional amendment. Could you believe that amongst the adjustments, you know, amongst the items that were submitted, it has been revealed that the indigenization agenda was included to favor the Fulani's. Forget about the rhetorics that the Igbos wants to fight for their indigenship, and this bill is being pushed by Benjamin Kalu. What Benjamin Kalu actually pushed for is quite simple. He wanted resource control. And from the revelation, you know, as the chairman of the constitutional change, in the Senate, or in the rep, Benjamin Kalu received a list of items, and it has been exposed that it was the northern rep that submitted the indigenization bill. Let me tell you why they are after this. You know, there has always been an historical argument about the ancestry and the connection of the Fulani's about Nigeria. It is stated that the Fulani's, as at 300 years ago, were never part of this contraption. In fact, as at 300 years ago, 400 years ago, they never even existed in Kano State, even in Sokoto State. They came in using religion as an you know as a Trojan horse, and they come in as friendly neighbors. Over time they became much in Kano and using religion to just make the people docile. Then they launched the Fulani Jihad, Uthman Danfodio, the very famous 1904 jihad, or 1840 jihad, sorry. So you see, why they are requesting for the indigenization bill is quite simple. Take, for instance, the whole of Middle Belt. In fact, to be specific, the northern part of Benue, the northern part of Plateau, the northern part of Kwara, the northern part of Kogi. These are places that a lot of Fulanese have occupied. In fact, in those states that I mentioned, politically, they are the one dictating whatever direction that, that state politics will go. However, the real owners of the land keep insisting that these people are not indigenous, hence they cannot be governors. The agenda is they want to be governor in Ilorin, they want to be able to be governor in Plateau, they want to be able to be governor in Benue, because in Benue we know that we now have Fulani's dragging lands. In Nasara, the same thing. So by extension, in any locality where, for instance, in Lagos State, let's say those places like Alabarago, Abatua, in Agege, there are so many places that, like Agege itself, right? These are places that you will go there, you find out that the people who are there will rather respect Seriki over Bale. I'm telling you. You see the bike men, you see all these people, they will tell you that it is their Seriki that can talk to them. And whenever police want to, resolve dispute, the police will rather call the Seriki, "Oh yeah, come to police station." So you see, their attitude, their scheme is to have this thing, right? Those Serikis will now become indigens, and when they become indigens, they will have right to vie for political positions. Are you telling me now that in Agege, if the Seriki of Agege comes out, go and look at the population of the Hausa people there. Most of the houses have been bought by these Hausa Fulanese. Go to Alabarago. Alabarago, anytime Kwankwaso visits there, you think Kwankwaso is in Kano State. The issue of the Igbos is a minority because they had development to the state coffers. The Lagos State, the Oyo State will not wake up and say, Igbos go, they're north. The idea or this little fracas that we see in Lagos, basically in Lagos, whereby they are changing streets, changing bus stops. These are all petty, sycophancy that has just been exposed by Fashola, that someone who is indulging it. So, I mean, Ambode literally, what's it called? Fashola said, someone who must stop this nonsense pettiness. That the history of Lagos is not known to be a state that pushes for xenophobia and discriminatory actions against other tribes. No. Okay. So going back to the issue of the indigenship, can you see how the North now have put a complete stop to the progress of that constitutional amendment? Amongst the list of items that was submitted, we had issue of state police, we had issue of mining, we had issue of cutting out some states that feel that they have been marginalized. Take for instance Southern Kaduna, it was amongst the list, right? And they said they wanted to have their own state and it would be termed New Kaduna. Do you want to talk about the Southeast? The Southeast that are about to get a sixth state, the annual state, but somehow these Northerners were able to throw a spanner into the wheel of progress of that constitutional amendment. When I say that, these people, they know how to just do one or two things and just intentionally stampede our progress. Bam. I see people, they are jubilating that the indigenization bill now, the constitutional amendment thing needs to be stopped. No, let me tell you, what the North actually did was they found out that the South, the Southwest, the Southeast, they are all speaking in one direction. They want state police. They want to have a regional security outfit that is federal government recognized. They want to be able to mine, and extract their own resources. They saw all these things. How many? Hey, wahala. How do we spoil this thing? Oh? How do we sabotage it? And then they included that indigenization bill and gave it to Benjamin Kalu. Yeah, take submit it. And then they used the agenda, yeah, and we saw how the Yorubas easily they fell for it. No, the Igbos are not even the problem, because you cannot stop the Igbos from buying properties. I just heard a story that, in fact, landlords in Ekiti State, in Ado Ekiti, which is the capital, they have sold over 80% of the houses along the roads to Igbos. So how does that, which concern Igbo man concern say whether na indigenship or not? They don't care. That bill is to protect the interest of the Fulani'S. The indigenous bill was to what? Was to institutionalize the Fulani's as indigene across all states. I'm telling you, we know how they are being chased out in Benue. We know how they are being chased out in Enugu. We know how they are being chased out in Oyo. We know how they are being chased out in Ogun, even in Lagos. So when that indigenization bill comes, some of them have spent 7 years. So they will stay calm, they will pretend, they will play along. Immediately it's 10 years, they will go to the liaison office or whether the state office. That was their plan. Oh. Collect the indigenship form, apply and get their lastra or their green card or whatever certification they need, and then they start their mayhem. And at that time, you cannot tell them that these people must go. No, you cannot. Let's use the issue of America and UK. When America and United Kingdom, when they started this open border policy to bring in cheap laborers, and then so many populations started, migrating from Middle East, from Africa. Today, UK are in shambles. As it stands today, UK is on its path to being Islamized. It's all over the media. In fact, Trump said that the United Kingdom, Europe as a whole, will fall because of what they have allowed to come in. This policy didn't last for 1 year. This policy has been running since 2012, 2013. Immediately after what event was that? I can't remember. Okay, immediately after that global recession in 2008, when almost of this economy recovered in 2009, they needed cheap labors, and then they opened their borders. So many Africans, so many Arabs who ran away from their own Islamic radicalism, today they are the one now threatening people in UK, stabbing people, winning, uh, what's it called, electoral positions. In US, we know what happened in Texas. A Muslim candidate came out that he wants to win. He wants to win for mayor. And the Americans, they are, I mean, I think they are still conservative in nature. And thanks to Donald Trump, by the way, immediately Donald Trump said, no, 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 no. We will deport as much as we can, you know. But whoever has gotten the green card cannot be deported. UK today cannot deport those people because most all of them are now the UK indigenous. They are now citizens. They have spent more than 10 years. They have been given green card. So imagine that is what these people stylishly, what they just injected it into the bitter. When I put this small poison there, if you reach there, and should be the one resource control. Should be the one state police. I know Allah. Maybe we have all our boys everywhere. Many times you see these trucks of carrying cattle. If you look at auto above those cattle, you see a net. Inside that net, you see heads. You start counting heads. Sometimes you might count 50 heads, 100 heads, and in a day, that truck, so those sort of trailers might be up to 50 that is coming into Lagos, into Ogun State, into Southeast. They say they are bringing cattle. However, now imagine in a day, nothing less than, let's say, 50 of those, and each trailer is bringing 50 Fulani man. So that means every day nothing less than 300 are coming in 1 month. How many don't enter? Tell me. In 1 month, nothing less than 1,000. In 1 year, nothing less than 12,000. So they know what they are doing. That what we push for the indigenous ship, Jare, not no good again. So they will come here. When they come, when they get the indigenous ship, when they now see that, hey, now we can sit down and be balanced, then they start vying for political positions. From there, you see them, they'll start pushing the Islamic radicalism agenda. This is what happened in UK. So for me, I'm actually pained because somehow these guys have perfected every way to always stop us from having constitutional change, amendment, because let's say this conversation dies down, another president comes in and he wants to push for another reform, or he wants to say, okay, let us have a constitutional change. They will play along, along the line, they just bring up that matter and then they'll throw in something that will cause discord. The same thing they did with confab under Jonathan. Jonathan spent 150 billion to hold the conference. What's it called? Confab. The meeting was held for like 6 months. Those Northerners, they were playing along, collected money, all of them. At that minute, when they saw that, resource control, eh, regionalism, eh, ah, you know, they went to consult with their oligarchs. Those ones you never see them, but they are always behind. So they will go and consult them. Baba, kunje abun de sunche, Zarebi, Zaraba, Nigeria. Hey, Bazarebe ba, Bazarebe. They no go scot this country. They no go split them. Hey, one Nigerian, they started calling Jonathan all manner of names. No, Jonathan is anti-Nigeria. Jonathan is anti-North. That's why he went to South Africa to bring mercenaries against bandits. They said the confab is against the North. Hey, man, guys, the North have perfected every way, every strategy, every tactics to hold us down. It's unfortunate too. I'm telling you, it is highly, highly unfortunate. Now we cannot talk about the Constitutional Amendment again. They brought in the indigenship. Everybody is talking about the indigenization view. Everybody is worried. You see the Yorubas, my fellow brothers, who are thinking that the indigenization bill is because of the. No, it is not because of the Igbos. Maybe the Yoruba and the Igbos have been living for over 60 years. How many times the Igbos don't cause katakata? Have you forgotten that the Hausa and the Yorubas have fought so many wars? If the Igbos were actually troublemaker, at least we should have fought in 2023. There should have been a fight. Don't we have Yorubas living in the southeast? I mean, the Igbos would have gone for their head and hell would have rolled. But nothing like that. And neither did we see Yorubas attacking Igbos. And yeah, there were little, but I mean, we know that those are talks. So this idea of dismantling the peace and unity amongst us is always to the benefit of the northern oligarchs. Now, consider amendment, e don't finish. We no go fit do state police again. When me, I don't dey dance, I don't dey rejoice. Ah, at last, Amoteku will get final approval to buy AK-47. We'll be able to deal with these people. Eh? So you can see this level of sabotage coming from the north. They will do everything to scatter any plan. Whenever you are talking about let us just do this, they will just say, eh? Wait, I beg you, throw this one. Throw it into their midst. They will think it is the Igbo that is doing it. Throw it into their midst. They will think it is Yoruba that is doing it. When they are now confused, fighting, quarreling, at the end of the day, everything will stop. So what they were initially looking for, that state police, they will not get it. That resource control, they will not get it. Say that regionalism, they will not get it. You see the scheme? These people, they don't see us finish. Oh, we need to wake up. We need to be smarter, and we need to be less loud. We need to be intentional, for real. I'm sad that this constitutional amendment has now hit a bottom rock, unfortunately. If you're not joining, please kindly like, subscribe, and share. Bye for now.